Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Andy Root channel. Today, we're going to talk about a theory I have when it comes to the tournament in Season 4. Of all the things I could have theorized after watching Season 3, deciding who will win the tournament was probably on the top of the things I was thinking about. So that's what we're going to go into today. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I came to the conclusion that it would make the most sense for Robbie to win the tournament. I mean, the show is called Cobra Kai. If Robbie loses the tournament, then there won't be Cobra Kai anymore. It wasn't until recently that I really started to think about Hawk's character in Season 4. I think his arc would be the most interesting to see. He's been built up from an insecure shy kid to this huge asshole with confidence, and now, Season 4 will show him to be somewhere in the middle. I wonder how that will look. With all of these leaks going around about Hawk's hair and theories about what's going to happen to him, it made me think that he's going to be a major character with a push this season. He's been kind of on the side the whole show and has been getting his ass kicked by everyone. If anything, he's really the underdog when it comes to the main characters. With this change in character, we're bound to see how much of a better fighter he'll become. We see that he dyes his hair purple to signify balance between Eli and Hawk, but there was a leak that he has his hair shaved. I think that this is huge news actually because the mohawk is what gives him confidence. Without it, what else would he be? He has the mohawk to distract people from his scar, but now it will be more noticeable with his hair shaved. I think this will be a turning point in the season for him. He's going to have to realize that the mohawk isn't all he is. It's the spirit of the mohawk that gives him his confidence. He doesn't need the mohawk to be confident. He's going to learn that he can still be a badass without it. The real question is, really, how does he lose the mohawk? And what does this have to do with him winning the tournament? Bear with me here. This will all make sense. It all has to do with his character development and where the writers are going to take his story. So as far as we know, there have been a lot of leaks about Hawk's hair, and the latest one is how his hair is shaved, like I just mentioned. The show tried to make us believe that they put a wig on him to save face, but I think we all know that they were just doing that to cover up. I think it makes sense story-wise to have him lose the mohawk and develop his character more. In fact, the sole fact of him losing his mohawk is what gives me this theory. Let's say, for the sake of the story, that he actually loses his mohawk. Why? Or should I say, how? I know many people believe that Cobra Kai shaved his head to get revenge, but I honestly believe that Daniel made him cut it off or something. As cool and messed up as it would be for Cobra Kai to get revenge that way, I'm not sure if the writers are going to do that. Anyways, why is this important for Hawk to lose the mohawk? Like I previously said, he is much more than the mohawk. He should be confident with or without that hairstyle. Does your haircut determine who you are? No, absolutely not. I think it's about time we start to see some real confidence from Eli. He uses the haircut to distract other people from his scar, but real confidence is not giving a shit what people think, and to embrace the scar because if anything, the haircut looks way more ridiculous in real life than the scar. It's not like he's going to have that hairstyle forever, right? Throughout the entire show, we've never really seen Eli truly confident. Even though he came off as a badass with the mohawk, he was still very insecure, and we can see that. It's the sole fact of him trying to impress people and to show people that he's a badass that makes him insecure. It means he doesn't really believe in himself. He's just acting a certain way to be cool. You can say the same thing about literally every kid that goes to school. They all try to act a certain way to fit in. Notice how Hawk and Eli are completely different. Hawk isn't who he really is. He can adopt the attitude, yes, but changing everything about yourself is not real confidence. Hawk turned into a bully. Most bullies are insecure about themselves and try to make people feel bad so they can feel better. A good example of what I'm talking about is the scene where him and Dimitri are talking at the Season 2 party. Dimitri asks if he's seen the new Doctor Who, and Hawk says he doesn't watch nerd shit. Then a second later, he's all interested that there's a new showrunner and asks what they're like. We all know that Eli is a nerd. Burying that deep down inside, pretending you're something you're not, is fake. My point with all this has to do with him redeeming himself at the end of Season 3. I believe at this point he's not trying anymore. He's not trying to fit in and be something that he's not. He finally realizes who his true friends are and realizes what he's become. He became the very thing that he hated. In Season 4, he will start to discover his own identity and start to develop some real confidence. Of all the characters I'm excited to see next season, I am most excited to see Eli. Yep, that's right, Eli, not Hawk. Of course, the Hawk nickname might always stick because of the tattoo and the spirit, but Eli is who he will always be. Now, what does this have to do with him winning the tournament? I'm going to tell you that right now. There has to be a sort of endgame for his character, and I really don't think we are going to get that if he's always going to be a side character. I feel like he has to prove a point to himself and everybody else. By everybody else, I mean John Kreese, the rest of Cobra Kai, and everyone in Miyagi-Do along with Eagle Fang. I think it's safe to say that he's joining Eagle Fang, but we still technically don't know. He could theoretically join Miyagi-Do because that's where Dimitri is, and that's his best friend, but he's most likely going to Eagle Fang. Those are his real roots with Miguel and Johnny, plus Johnny made him who he was, so it only makes sense. He came into the Miyagi-Do dojo with Miguel and Eagle Fang at the end anyways, so has anyone else felt like that Hawk has always been casted aside by literally everyone else? If that's the case for you, then you're spot on, because he definitely is. Despite being almost nearly as good as Miguel and Robbie, he's still treated as someone who's eh. This is mostly targeted at Kreese, although I don't think Johnny said once, "Nice job," or "Awesome, dude," to Hawk, even though he almost made it to the finals in the tournament. Johnny even said to Miguel that Miguel was the only chance he had at winning this tournament, although Hawk could have easily won this tournament without Miguel or Robbie in the picture. Could Hawk have beaten Robbie without injuring him? I'm not so sure the first time around, but my theory for this season is that the finals are going to be Robbie versus Hawk. I think it makes perfect sense. While Miguel is recovering from his injury, Hawk was the top dog at Cobra Kai. Even so, Kreese did not take him seriously despite being the best fighter there. Seriously, did Kreese even know that Hawk made it to the quarterfinals? This whole season, Kreese was trying to find a new champion while there was one standing right in front of him. Of course, he was ultimately after Robbie, but he was still searching for new recruits, which is why Kyler was in Cobra Kai. I guess he was mainly building a posse for Robbie. I know people think and want Miguel to fight Robbie in the finals and beat him, but that's just very unrealistic, especially for this type of show. Miguel would win if this was the Miguel show, but it's called Cobra Kai, and it's not all about him. Sorry, Miguel fanboys. The writers are going to develop other characters, and it's going to be Hawk's time to shine this time around. It makes sense story-wise and for Hawk's character. I mean, what does it mean if Miguel wins the tournament? Where does that leave Hawk? He's always going to be on the sideline and a sidekick to Miguel if he doesn't win. Plus, Miguel is still injured and has to recover while Hawk has been consistently training. It would be kind of lame if Miguel was able to beat Hawk. I'm not saying that Hawk is a better fighter because I don't think that's true if Miguel is at full strength, but a recently paralyzed Miguel beating Hawk is unrealistic. Without Miguel in the picture, then who's going to fight Robbie? You guessed it, Hawk. I won't talk about Sam or Tori because I think they're just going to have their own female division, so the only male fighter to challenge Robbie will be Hawk. Except it won't be Hawk. It will be the newly confident Eli having something to prove, not only to himself, but to John Kreese. This will be the end game for Eli. There has to be some sort of outcome to his new self, and winning the tournament is the best way. He will prove himself to Kreese that he's the better fighter and should have gone with him as the top Cobra Kai guy. He's proving it to John Kreese, and especially to himself, that he doesn't need the mohawk or the bully attitude to become a winner and champion. Otherwise, without winning the tournament, how will he ever realize that him being confident in his real self is all he needs to become the best? Not the tattoos, not the hair, but himself. Of course, the writers could do something else, but I personally believe that this is the best way the show could go for his character. I mean, Hawk said it himself in Season 1, it's not about the back tattoo or the mohawk, it's about the way of life. You may ask, how does Miguel lose in the tournament then? That I have no theories for, right now at least. Something probably happens to him mid-tournament and he gets hurt. That could be by Robbie, but let's hope they aren't going to make Robbie an even bigger asshole, since he's the one who made him paralyzed. I could talk about that in another video, but I want to thank you guys for watching this one, and if you enjoyed it, then please leave a like. Also subscribe if you want to see more Cobra Kai content, or anything else from me. I have tons planned. I know I've said that before, but just wait. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know. This all pretty much sums up my point. Until the next video, peace out.